The FIFA World Cup is 48 teams, loads of stadiums, and loads of tickets. But are England fans going to be able to attend in the numbers that we saw even at the Russia World Cup? Let's speak to Thomas Concannon from the Football Supporters Association, who joins us to discuss the World Cup ticketing system. Hi, Thomas.
Hello, Thomas.
Good morning. How are you?
Yeah, very good. Thank you very much for coming on the programme. Look, we've been sort of looking into this over the course of the last week or so, and in discussions that we've had beforehand, the suggestion has been that some England fans will turn their back on going to the World Cup in the USA, Mexico and Canada because it's just far too expensive. Expensive because the tickets themselves are difficult to get hold of and expensive when you try to buy them. But the official resale platform is advertising seats for the final, as an example, for £8,000. And that's the cheapest ticket. And the most expensive is £57,000. What on earth is going on with ticketing at this World Cup?
It's nothing like we've ever seen before. It's almost triple the price as what we saw in Qatar a few years ago, and it's just really disappointing. There was a lot of England fans really looking forward to this tournament, and I think it's just a shame to see that FIFA have decided to price it like this. It's pricing a lot of supporters out. You know, the cheapest it'll be for an England fan to follow the team throughout the tournament will be about $4,700. You know, and that's so when you list those prices that you just said there, Sam, it doesn't sound too bad, but it's still really expensive, and like I say, almost triple what Qatar was, and it's just really disappointing. I think a lot of people will be putting this one off.
Thomas, we was at the Qatar World Cup, and talkSPORT done a lot of interviews with fans, and I remember seeing a clip of them interviewing Argentinian fans, and they were saying we've sold a house, we've sold a car, we've took loans out to come to Qatar to watch their team in a World Cup, and then lucky for them they went and won it. But the experience, all the best for these Argentinian fans and other fans from countries where, you know, money is very tight and they're getting priced out of seeing their country in a World Cup. Disgusting, to be honest, mate.
Yeah, it really is, Gabby. It's so disappointing to see. I mean, like I say, the availability isn't that high either. The allocations aren't huge. We'll roughly get around 8%, but that's yet to be confirmed. And again, it's disappointing that we're going into the draw tonight, which is like a kid at Christmas, isn't it? Everyone looks forward to the World Cup draw. It's like the FA Cup third round draw, and we get both in the same weekend. And it's almost disappointing that we don't even know how much it's actually going to cost. A lot of this is sort of rumor. It's what's been reported. We've had nothing official from FIFA yet, and supporters are supposed to pay for this within the next month or so, and they have no idea how much it's going to cost them, whether they'll even get a ticket.
Just explain that to us. You said they've got to pay for it in the next month. So if you're an England fan, you're a Travel Club member, you've been following the team, and you've picked up what is called a cap for the games that you've attended, and you qualified to be one of the very few that get the opportunity to follow England at the World Cup. What is this process? You buy a package of tickets committing to attend every single game until the World Cup final. You've got to sort out your flights, accommodation, and travel in between the destinations as well. But you've got to lay out the money now for tickets that you might not ever use.
No, yeah, that's right. I mean, you can select the games that you want to attend, so you don't have to attend them all. So if you just want to attend 3 group games, for example, you can do that. It's just that this time, if you want to follow England throughout the entire tournament, you've got to pay up front for those what are called conditional rounds. So as soon as you get the round of 32, round of 16, quarter, semi, and final, you're paying for those in advance. Which, as everyone knows, the World Cup final is really expensive. So you've got to pay that in advance. You get the money back if you don't qualify, but you don't get that back until around August time. So it's a lot of money to be sitting out of your bank account for what are effectively conditional tickets. And then just to top it all off, which makes everyone else happy, FIFA will take an admin fee, $10 per ticket that they refund you, and so you're effectively paying FIFA to give you your money back. So it's a bit of a farce, really.
Well, they have to pay for all the guests that they'll have, you know, at the draw and during the World Cup.
The YMCA people are really expensive. The village people.
Oh yeah.
You try and get those for your wedding, you're in massive trouble. You need all the cash.
But UEFA though have got a different approach, haven't they, for the next Euros?
Yeah, they have.
So does that show that like they can do it, but FIFA are just going in a different direction?
You're absolutely right. UEFA at the last tournament had a sort of pay-as-you-go system. So as you qualified for the knockout rounds, you then paid for your ticket. You knew you were guaranteed one in advance. It was just you would pay for it when you qualified. That's not the case this time, and it hasn't been the case for FIFA tournaments. We are used to this system, but obviously the outlay is absolutely huge in comparison to what previous tournaments have been. It's a lot of money to be forking out over Christmas time and
I
into
know.
January. It's just that it's a lot of money for people, and it will put a lot of people off. I think a lot of people, Sam, you mentioned before there about the caps. You don't get caps for tournaments, but you do get them for friendlies. And I'd imagine a lot of England fans will focus on the potential friendlies that we have in the States before the tournament.
So
Get the
do you
caps
think
for
that more
those.
people will attend those games that in the build up to the tournament than actually end up following England as a whole? Can you envisage a scenario where actually fewer England fans attend this World Cup than attended the World Cup in Russia?
I really can, just because of the prices. It's putting a lot of people off. As I say, you'll see it's slightly different with Russia. There was obviously different risks around Russia. However, this one, it's just the price that will put people off. We were speaking to a lot of England fans out in Albania at the recent game who will do the friendlies and maybe the first group game, but then come home. They'll maybe buy the conditional final ticket just in case we get there. But again, it's just a severe outlay for people that a lot of people just won't be able to afford that. Travel is expensive. It's a big country to cover. There's a lot of ground to cover. So yeah, it's just a really difficult World Cup, and I wouldn't be surprised.
The flights are going to be expensive. The hotels are going to be put up extortionate prices as well. It's not even an option for 95% of the fan base to be able to fork out that sort of money.
Well, how much is your estimated cost? If you're going to go with England, you must have done some sort of reasonable attempt at approximating the price. How much, if you just went out there for just a couple of rounds, let's say to the quarterfinals, how much is that going to cost roughly?
Hotels, flights.
Yeah, I mean, again, it's really difficult because it depends on where we are. That's the other difficulty. We could be on the West Coast, we could be on the East Coast. I think you're looking at a 10 grand plus trip on this one. It's
Wow.
just, I think it's just really expensive. Again, people will be able to do this better. They'll be able to sort of save where they can, share rooms and all this sort of stuff, as England fans will do. I think the reality is as well, a lot of the stadiums will be full of England fans. The expat community will probably fill it and make it look like the amazing spectacle. But the fans that have followed England in Latvia, in Andorra, in Albania, they won't be there, and that's not right. That's not what this World Cup's meant to be about.
So what's the motivation by charging these huge prices and making it so difficult for people to attend? Is it because FIFA actually want the corporate fan, the corporate dollar, the rich tourist fan to go in, pay a huge amount of money for a one-off experience, and therefore buy into the merchandise and everything that comes with going to an event in the United States, lashing out to all the paraphernalia rather than just the ticket? They want the whole match day experience, but it's a sort of almost a one-off supporter experience.
Yeah, I think we've made a lot of noise about this in recent weeks, and we keep getting the excuse that it's the American market. This is what they can charge. They feel they can get away with it, but they're hosting the World Cup. So, and it's not the world's market on ticket pricing, and that's what's really disappointing for fans to take in. It's everyone was really excited for this World Cup. Great relationship with all three countries, and it's just disappointing that fans will be priced out of it. They just feel they can get away with it, and they've clearly gone and done it.
FIFA have said the cheapest tickets for the tournament will start at $60, but it's not been made clear which matches they are available for. A Category 4 ticket for USA's opening match at the SoFi Stadium in Los Angeles, for instance, was initially priced at $560 rather than $60.
The £60 ones have been the ones that you can't even see the pitch. There's something blocking your view.
Yeah, absolutely. Thomas, thank you very much. Appreciate
Thomas.
that. Thomas Concannon from the Football Supporters Association suggesting that fewer England supporters will follow the team at the World Cup than did in Russia in 2018 because of the dynamic pricing, because of the cost of tickets and travel and hotels, which have all been ramped up. And anyone who's spent any time in the United States in the last little while knows that it's quite expensive to do all the things that you'd want to do when you are out there.
So what winds me up as well
What?
is that, say if you have got a hotel now booked for the World Cup, they can cancel your hotel and say you have to rebook, and the price is a higher price. How can you get away with that? That's so frustrating when I hear people tell me that story.